FM. Kaieteur Radio. This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good day, welcome to your main newscast for Friday, January 21st, 2022. I'm Kevin Smith.
And I'm Amrita Koshal.
These are your headlines for today. ExxonMobil clients among 12 companies bidding to review Yellowtail Field Development Plan. President Ali's unbridled discretion to appoint a board for oil money detrimental. Private sector having nominee also concerning, says Gulsaran. Motley wins landslide second term as BLP again grabs all 30 seats in parliament. Kenya is refusing to release the loan contracts for its Chinese-built railway, and 6 held in Sopu crackdown in carjacking gang. Meanwhile, $5 million worth of ammo found on ship with Guyana flag in Senegal. Do stay tuned.
Nothing in life is free, but the MyDigiCell app is. You don't need to be on a data plan to use the app. You can conveniently chat with Ruby or an agent for help. Check your account balance, activate a Prime bundle, or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Burpees Bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the MyDigiCell app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel, better together.
And now for the news in detail. 12 companies, including 2 well-established clients of Stabroek Block operator ExxonMobil, have submitted bids to NPTAB for the review and evaluation of the field development plan for Exxon's 4th project, Yellowtail. Canadian firm Sunstone Energy Advisory Services says it comprises some of the world's top experts while providing geoscience services for oil and gas investment and international growth. It also boasts on its website of having key 25-year-old relationships with ExxonMobil, Hess, and Sinnock, the Stabroek Block operators. It also lists as one of its key achievements work it has done on the project, discovery and development between 2013 to 2017 in Guyana, which led to the discovery of 10 billion barrels of recoverable oil resources. Secondly, Bayphase is an international oil and gas consultancy that has decades of auditing experience but is a well-known client of Exxon. It has previously been awarded contracts here and is based in the UK.
And we now tell you that, like many other industry stakeholders who have examined the PPPC's rushed Natural Resource Fund Act legislation, Chartered Accountant and former Auditor General Anand Gulsaran finds the document with several concerning features and provisions. Gulsaran wrote that he finds the provisions governing the appointment of a Board of Directors for the Natural Resource Fund Act. Gulsaran noted that the Board of Directors comprises not less than 3 and not more than 5 persons appointed by the President, who also appoints the chairperson. 1 representative each must be from the National Assembly and the private sector. What also troubles Gulsaran is that the private sector will be able to have a nominee for the NRF's Board of Directors. He reasoned that since the private sector will be the main beneficiary from the withdrawal and utilization of the resources of the fund, its representative should not be part of the board, as this may present a conflict of interest.
And moving on, Mia Mottley, who shot to international fame during the COP26 climate talks and oversaw Barbados break with the Queen last year, has won a second term as the Caribbean nation's Prime Minister. The 56-year-old Barbados Labour Party won all 30 seats, up from 29 in 2018, in an election marred by complaints that thousands of COVID-positive Asians were denied a vote. Her clean sweep victory suggests voters did not blame her for the island's tourism revenues falling by 90% during her truncated first term due to the COVID-19 pandemic. An 11th-hour attempt to stop the poll failed on Tuesday night when the country's High Court ruled it had no jurisdiction to postpone the election, which took place amid rising Omicron cases. The main opposition, the Democratic Labour Party, which ruled Barbados between 2008 to 2018, campaigned against the BLP, one-party state. Voters were not convinced, and Barbados will have no official opposition for the next 5 years.
Moving on, we now tell you that Kenya has declined to make public the loan contracts for its Chinese-built railway in response to a court petition by two activists, saying they have non-disclosure clauses and that releasing them would amount to breaching a bilateral agreement, impairing relations between Kenya and China. This sheds light on the secrecy surrounding Chinese deals with developing countries, which experts say complicates debt renegotiation. The news is according to an affidavit by Public Works Principal Secretary Solomon Kitongo that also states that releasing the documents will undermine Kenya's national security. Built at a cost of more than $4.7 billion, the Standard Gauge Railway is Kenya's most expensive infrastructure project. Since its inception, the project has been marred by accusations of being overpriced and damaging to the environment. It's also been criticized for being highly unprofitable.
And now let's tell you the recent arrest of 6 persons and the discovery of another stolen car at a well-known workshop at Montrose on the east coast of the Marara might just be the break that ranks from Soku needed to dismantle a carjacking gang operating across Region 4. Soku's boss, Senior Superintendent of Police Fazil Karimbaksh, related that such a gang exists in the country. It is understood that Soku has been investigating a number of hijackings and car theft that took place in recent years. It was long suspected that the disappearance of these vehicles could be linked to a discreet and well-organized criminal gang that has managed to stay off the radar for a very long time. However, time just might be running out for this suspected carjacking gang after Soku ranks were able to locate 2 stolen cars in a workshop at Montrose.
And in other stories, we now tell you that Senegal has seized 3 containers of ammunition from a Guyana-flagged cargo ship in the port of the capital, Dakar, in a rare arms haul worth an estimated $5 million. In a statement seen by AFP on Tuesday, Senegal's customs agency said it had searched a ship named the Eulaika that stopped to refuel after it had made inconsistent declarations. Customs agents in the West African country found 3 containers of ammunition aboard the Eulaika worth the equivalent of an estimated $5.2 million, the statement said. The agency did not mention when the operation occurred. The crew members were Ukrainian, according to local media, and were questioned. A Senegal's customs agency spokesman would not confirm the reports. Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahima Kamara, head of the Maritime Division of Senegalese Customs, said that the agency was unable to track where the ammunition containers had come from.
That's right, and Marad said it noted with concern the interception of the vessel. It added that the vessel's registration expired on December 10, 2021. Marad said it subsequently notified all regional and international bodies and organizations of the effective termination of all arrangements with the International Maritime Safety Agency of Guyana and advised of the veracity of registration certificates issued to vessels by the agency. As a result, several vessels have been detained in various ports for false registration documents. Marad assured that it will continue to actively monitor this incident and will spare no effort in protecting the image of the Guyana flag. The time is now 12 hours 13. We will return with more news after the break.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
And now back with more news in detail. Acting Fire Chief Gregory Wickham on Thursday disclosed that the recent fire, which destroyed the Leparkin Shipping Company's storage bond located on Lombard Street, Georgetown, was an act of arson. The bond went up in flames just before midnight on Monday last. Millions of dollars worth of imported vehicles and goods were destroyed. Wickham detailed that they were able to find this out by thorough investigations, which included the reviewing of CCTV footage. The findings, he said, have since been handed over to police investigators to continue the investigations. We understand that the act was perpetrated by more than one person.
In other news, Citizens Bank has raked in a total of $1.1 billion in profits for the year 2021, representing an increase of $73.4 million when compared to 2020. This information is included in the chairman's report of the bank's annual report for 2021. The chairman, Mr. Clifford Rees, said that the bank's performance should be seen in the context of the continuing negative impact of the global pandemic on Guyana's economy, while explaining that the improved performance was achieved through the growth in and moderate improvement in the overall quality of its loan portfolio. It also attributed the growth to its prudent management of its controllable expenses.
And now time for your COVID-19 update. The Ministry of Health on Thursday reported that a 9-year-old boy from Region 6 is among the country's 3 latest COVID-19 fatalities. He is now the 17th child to succumb to the virus since the pandemic started in the country. For the year, 6 children have already died of COVID-19. The country's COVID-19 death toll has moved to 1,111. 16 patients are admitted into the ICU, 178 persons in institutional isolation, 11,770 in home isolation, and 38 in institutional quarantine. To date, a total of 41,661 persons have recovered from the virus.
And on that note, we now turn the pages of the Kaieteur News. Today is Kaieteur News to page 7. The spread of COVID-19 in our society since the year began has been unprecedented. While it has long been ascertained that all are at risk, in recent days several of our young ones have fallen prey to the virus. We can all agree that this is very worrying. Guyanese, it is clear that this is not the time to play the fool. Our very existence is at risk. Get serious and take all necessary precautions without fail. And with that, we've come to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith.
And I'm Amrita Koshal.
Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
It's Friday. It's Friday, January 21st. We're inching along towards the end of the month. We are at the end of the week. I'm GHK Lal on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. This is the National Outlook. We did say we're going to talk about taxes again, which is the cornerstone of the court case, the court filing by Mr. Glenn Lal. And you know, he took the entire middle page, the middle spread, I think it's what they call it in media parlance, and devoted that to talk about the 8 most oppressive, reprehensible tax provisions in ExxonMobil deal. 8 most oppressive, reprehensible tax provisions in ExxonMobil deal. Reprehensible, obscene, vulgar, nasty, destructive. Those are some of the words that come to mind when we think about reprehensible. Something that chokes us, oppressive, it chokes us. Think about this. Expatriates, if they cannot spend more than 183 days here, or else they will lose their tax-free status. Their earnings are tax-free. That itself is an abomination, another big word. The earnings of the company that is repatriated, in other words, sent back to Houston, Texas, or wherever Exxon sends its money. The earnings from Guyana's oil that is made here, that is garnered here, that is tax-free. I mean, what could be more repulsive than that? They bring in stuff, every piece of equipment, the cars that they drive, the facilities in their homes, whatever it may be, the most modern facilities, appliance, technology, it's all duty-free. Absolutely no taxes. Isn't that oppressive, my fellow Guyanese? Why are we quiet? Why are we leaving this to Glenn Lal alone? Why are we leaving this to Glenn Lal alone when he tells us so much? When he enlightens us about what's going on? Because every tax dollar that is not paid means we've got to pay it. It's something that's not being done in this country. It's something that could be done that is not being done. That your tax dollar paid could be less, that you could get a facility that you don't have, that you could get something, some benefit from this oil that we are not getting right now. No taxes are paid on most things, anything. And I only picked out a few for my own purposes here for this 5-minute discussion. Pay, equipment, earnings, company earnings, it's all paid for by us. It's all paid for by you and I. That's what, imagine we know that they have to pay the taxes. Exxon has to pay taxes. You know what that could mean? It could mean no VAT. The same VAT that you row about in the stores or when you see on your light bill. Glenn speaks about how many bridges and budgets, and he's right. He's talking about the big things. I'm telling you about the little things that gnaw at you and that irritate you and upset you and make you reach in your pocket for money that you don't have. When Exxon doesn't pay taxes, we have to pay more. We have to pay more. It's as simple as that. And even an Aubrey Norton, the new PNCR leader, he's come out and said, we've given there are too many exemptions, there are too many concessions, we should have tax credits in its place so we can see that what was said was going to be done is being done. And therefore the credit is justified. When the exemptions are given up front, it's gone. We don't know what happens after that. And anybody can fool us. Taxes are killing us as citizens, as workers. Exxon not paying taxes, that is killing us twice. I'm GHK Lal on Kaieteur Radio, 99.1, 99.5 FM. Thank you for listening to the National Outlook and do have a safe and blessed weekend.
National radio station was already seated for the 2:30 p.m. press conference. What that tells you, Uncle? You think they really want private press? And of course, the state media had to be, they have to be told way in advance to be sitting there. To be sitting there with the government officials to begin their bluff and their fluff. Not true, man? They had to be told way up front. Yeah, man. Lo and behold, uncle, was Ashley Singh, not the president or the prime minister or the vice president, was Ashley Singh and 4 ministers held a press conference in which they cussed down the opposition for being unethical and unruly in parliament during the passage of that same new ILA. You hear that? They cussed down the people for being unethical and harsh. Ashley Singh went on at a rate in high spirits, man. Uncle, you have to hear him. I don't have time to play him as to what he said on the new law he piloted through Parliament and how important it is for the people of Guyana. He even repeated boldly, uncle, how people will go to jail if they don't report every cent going in and coming out the account. Same words what President Ali used. He used back the same words in his press conference. But listen to this, Bernard. When he was asked by an independent reporter why no jail time for the abuse or misuse of stealing the oil money, the man's whole spirit changed. You had to see face, how it twitch. It twitch around. And he tell the reporter, in this Grinchy language, that Guyana got laws already to deal with anybody who steal. So why we don't have to, so why? So we don't have to repeat that in the oil law. If I been there, Bernard, I swear to God, no Ashley Singh or any one of we leaders in this land can push things like that in my face without a proper reaction. Ashley Singh and all of you eyes pass every citizen of this country to tell us we already got laws to deal with thieves. Uncle and auntie, you see how these people eyes pass, are you? Every country in this world got laws to deal with thieves. But every country safeguard their oil account with specific laws and jail sentences for anybody who misuse or abuse $1 single dollar of the people's oil money. And you telling we got laws already to deal with thieves? If I had it my way, Ashley Singh, or if I ever get it my way, I would jail some of you without trial. And that is from my heart. I will never forget, because it's unforgivable, Mr. Singh, what some of you have done to this country and the people of this country, and what you guys continuing to do to them. Ghana, uncle, the same country we're giving you advice not to fail in this sector. You hear me? Specifically pass a law, uncle, that says a person who misappropriate the oil law, the oil money, person who misappropriate or attempts to defraud or conspires with other person to defraud the Republic in relation to their oil money, uses or attempts to use or conspires with other persons information on the fund or documents relating to the fund for personal benefit or advantage or the personal advantage of other persons, commits an offense. is liable on summary conviction to a fine not less than 500,000 penalty units. That's their people money. Or to a term of imprisonment no less than 15 years or both, fine and jail. It even talk about aiding and abetting in the commission of an offense, uncle and auntie, the people law. They say aiding and abetting offense carries a 7-year jail sentence with $250,000 fine. We law didn't even pass. And if you check back on some of the things they did, they should have already been in jail. You hear me, guys? The wheel law that they passed, if you check back on some of the things they did, some of them should have already been in jail. Let me end, I think it's getting too late, by saying to all of you wonderful people, this oil law that they push down with truth will give them the authority to do what they want with it if you guys sit back and let them. Most importantly, uncle and auntie, the power and authority they have over that account enables them to indebt this country for generations to come. Nigeria leaders have their 200 million citizens, more than half living with $2 a day. Recently they were on their knees and their hands were wide open at the World Bank and the IMF begging for $8 billion US dollar loan for help them fight COVID. Malaysia, ex-prime minister was arrested. His wife, his stepchildren arrested for stealing the people's oil money, leaving Malaysia in over $11 billion debt after only 5 years of setting up the oil fund, that oil account, uncle. $1 billion disappear to Saudi Arabia and they don't know how it meet there. In the case of Guyana, we minister can get jail for not telling us $1 billion sent to Glenlal account in Suriname. But he can get jail for sending the money in my account.
Wow.
May God bless all of you. And may God Almighty watch over your idle money to see whose name and account it going into. Let's have a laugh together with our young president, who think he can pull wool over people's eyes the way he and his party has been doing it for the last 20-something years. This one I'm about to reveal, uncle and auntie, comes straight from an international comic book or maybe a sci-fi movie. You gotta listen to me carefully, man. 2 days ago, our young president tell Guyana he has come up with an innovative solution to our fishing woes. He tell the nation how he looking at marine cages to be placed in the Atlantic Ocean and in our hinterland rivers to grow tilapia and shrimp. Uncle, he call it aquaculture. I had a proper laugh for the first time since the year began after listening to our young president's speech. This is what he said that make me believe we don't have clowns anymore leading this land. We have a set of comedians and dreamers leading this nation. Every Guyanese knows, with the exception of the MPs in this country, that the fish has been on a decline a few years now. Of lately, it actually drying up completely. Every monkey, horses or donkey know that the oil operation is the cause. Only our comedians for leaders doesn't know that. It has been over 2 months now, Uncle. The Minister of Agriculture met with the fishermen and tell them he can get the EPA to investigate what's the cause of the declining fish catches and how he will get back to them. On to now, I haven't heard anything. And if you guys have heard anything, please call me and let me know. The Vice President, yes, Mr. Jagdeo, the man was running the oil sector. He grew up, so he said, in a fishing village. He said he knew that fish catch does go and come. I don't know where it's go, where it is go or where it is come. He didn't see the fish. He didn't see the fish going alone, Miss Harris, and not coming back. You hear it? But he mused on Glenlal for telling the nation that the fish declining without any scientific analysis or proof. Yeah, man, he cost me down for saying that. Yeah. This comedian, afraid to say the oil operations killing the fishing industry because he busy protecting ExxonMobil them, and as usual, don't give a neck about me and you, what we eat or how we live. The government were trying to sidestep the problem and hoodwink the people of this country as to the true cause. But when the fishermen them began to kick up a stink all over Bobby's, Essequibo, and in Georgetown, and open their mouths, and the whole nation was seeing the fish price, how it's hiking, they realize and say, we can't pull wool over the people's face anymore. We got to find a solution to the problem. Yes, we got to calm them. You got to calm the citizens of this country with this fishing issue. So Joshua, this is what they decide to throw on the Guyanese people now. I don't know where they manufacture this new scheme or who feed them it. I don't know. But this is what President Ali, who also grew up in a fishing village, tell the nation a few days ago. Miss Harris, you ready to listen? How he going to put marine cages, how you can get the fishermen them to put marine cages out in the Atlantic Ocean to grow fish inside to feed Guyana. Is Guyana a real place, Uncle? Are these people for real leading this land? Should anything these people say be taken serious? He went further to say in the hinterland communities, they are looking to put marine cages in the rivers there too. So them can grow tilapia in a more relaxed environment to take care of the hinterland people needs. Man, this country for real? No. It's what these foreigners will be talking about Guyanese leaders. Eh? Then the president went further into this Berenancy story to say how they got 100 acres of land already set down to dig ponds So they can start growing shrimp. Yes, swamp shrimp and tilapia. The swamp shrimp project will be launched in Borbis, he said, Region 6, to satisfy the Borbisian people mouth. Joshua, you know I'm not feeling well, right? But I got to laugh, man. Wait, guys. Wait. You didn't hear what I said, man. Your president putting cages in the ocean and in the hinterland rivers so you can grow tilapia there in a more relaxed environment. His words, you know, not mine. His words. Wait, let me finish. I'll play him for you hear your own self with your own ears. I don't know who's advising and writing these speeches or why the president reading these things to confirm his status as a comedian. I don't know, man. Uncle, this story they want to sell you, uncle and auntie, has never worked anywhere in the world. This type of venture has been in the experimental stages since 2014, uncle, and never ever kick off. Them try it in Japan, it never work. In California, in certain parts of Europe, in Canada, them even try it 8 miles off Panama, in the Caribbean Sea. Yes, man, our Caribbean Sea, and it never work. Our President Ali and Jack Dale's scientific analysis say they're working Guyana. You believe these people is Harris? Eh? Them can't even manufacture, you know, a pin to pin up them underwear were falling down when they walk in. Now they're looking to run past the world with innovative marine cage technology. Is this country called Guyana for real? Hey, Joshua? This country for real, Guyana? No. And now this young man got the nerve to say how the fishermen can make $8 million per cage a year, and how you can pay back for the investment within 6 months' time. Where he fish out this 8 million profit and the scientific study from, only he, the speechwriter, and Mr. Jagdeo know that. Because nowhere in the world, uncle, this thing has worked. Uncle and auntie, in Florida, there is do a tuna, a big pan business. In India, there is done too. It's a horrible experience for fishes because they're breeding in an unnatural environment. Yeah, man. By tasting an artificial fish, them fish pan in the pato or the tilapia, man, you know it's not a fish or a proper fish you're eating. I got a friend on the Escribo Coast. Yes, he used to be my friend. He don't invite me anymore. He got a big tilapia farm. First, he used to send me a couple. When I eat it, I had to tell him stop sending for me. Uncle, like I said, many countries are still experimenting to see if this thing will work. Our president done experiment, don't know it will work, and don't know how much money fishermen will make in a year. $8 million a year. You hear that? Them can't find a mango. These people, Joshua, can't find a mango contract to give the fishermen them and 8 million every half year to stay home. Them telling the fishermen them. You understand when I say 8 million mango contract what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right, Miss Harris? Yeah, man. They can't find a proper oil contract, sign a proper oil contract to let the fishermen them stay home and their family live like king and queen with a proper oil contract. They might tell them to put cage for make $8 million a year profit. That baby, Miss Harris, is an ExxonMobil dream. They sell Jack Day on them and they want to sell the nation.
Exactly.
Uncle,
Sad.
you know why the president fish out that idea? Because ExxonMobil had to tell Jack Day that, and Jack Day had to pass that information down to the minister and then to the young president. But he didn't come out and say anything, although he is the man who is supposed to come out and tell the nation the oil company operation is what destroying the fishing industry. No, he didn't. You see what he's doing of recent? He's pushing all these things to the people for them to be embarrassed. Yeah, man.
Embarrassing.
Venezuela to be left, got fish. Suriname to be right, it depends how you stand up. Yes. Got fish too. Only we leaders. Tilapia missing in Guyana. You're laughing. It's only we fish missing in Guyana. And of course you gotta eat the tilapia because they said they will grow tilapia and shrimp.
Yes, swamp shrimps.
You know, Miss Harris, when you try to copy other people's idea, what has happened to you? You just copy the names too. And when the teacher mark the test paper, then just ask you, Ali, where is your test paper? Miss, me submit it. You got to come find it and show me. I'm sorry for this country, Guyana. I'm sorry for this country. Wait, man. Y'all can't see. Is everything they're fooling you with? Y'all can't see. The respect these comedians got for you. Watch we full in we face, Guyana, and telling you and me that a monkey can fetch combine, and I believe? Huh? Is what else you are going to believe, man. I am giving you guys facts, uncle and auntie, in a very simple fashion every Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays at 7:20 p.m. on the same radio station, 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Yet, I am told they have 1 and 2 people still abusing me down on the comment section of the program. Oh, I don't need help, Joshua. I just want you guys to help them understand that a cat can't breed an elephant, or a fish can't breed a fowl. Since we're talking about fish, please help them understand that. Miss Harris, this is another dream. ExxonMobil selling our comedians for leaders. You in turn, yes, trying to sell it to us as a money-making business. Swamp shrimp and caged tilapia. At least if you fire one shrimp or one tilapia, you're going to be relaxed because according to your president, it will grow in a relaxed environment. He said so, not Glenn Lal. You will hear him for yourself. And would you believe me, Guyana, that our president was talking to the youths of Guyana at an agriculture and innovation entrepreneurship program to boost the agriculture sector and empower the youths and create jobs? You believe that?
Nonsense.
Eh? I have a request. Can President Ali and our Vice President Jagdeo show us how to grow tilapia and shrimp in a relaxed environment? Joshua, I'm not hearing you. You sleepy on me. Could you play that video for me, man? So that the country can hear him. In his own words, what is this man saying? Huh? Yeah. Go ahead.
The pre-feasibility for two things. First, aquaculture. Looking at the growing of prawns and tilapia. We have already identified 100 acres of land for the prawn production that will give us enough capacity to utilize the production capacity we have within the country. That will take care of the demand. Then in hinterland community, we're looking at marine cage in the rivers where the water is flowing so that we can grow tilapia there in a more natural environment, reduces the cost of operation to help hinterland livelihood. And then to our fisher folk here who are talking about the reduced catches, which we acknowledge. The Minister of Agriculture will be engaging them very shortly in a project we want to look at, which is the marine cage. To look at establishing marine cage that will give you a guaranteed set of production annually. And when you examine the numbers, each one of those marine cages can bring in a net value of close to $8 million annually.
Miss Harris, please speak for me. I'm done.
I'm just struggling to believe that this is where we are, Guyana. We have a president who should be well aware that the fishermen have no money to invest in marine cages. But yet he's telling people that we're going to make $8 million from marine cages. We're going to put marine cages in the rivers. What about the other biodiversity? We're going to kill all the other fish to grow tilapia that nobody else eats, right? And grow swamp. So what is it? Swamp shrimps? Cackabelly swamp shrimps.
Oh my gosh!
It's too much. It's
this is too much to take in a day, in a year, in a month,
in a lifetime,
or in a lifetime. Yeah? Oh my! I could not believe. I could not believe my ears. The words coming from your president of this country. Oh my gosh.
Somebody say we should put him in a cage.
Oh my gosh. Oh my Lord, no, this is not for real. These politicians are worse than cartoon characters.
Tom and Jerry.
Because the cartoons have a storyline that you can follow or believe. But these guys don't have anything going on for them. Oh my. I watch cartoons now again with my two 5-year-old grandsons and can learn from those characters, especially Tom and Jerry and SpongeBob. When I listen to some of these fake doctors we have for leaders, I hope and wish my grandchildren doesn't change the TV stations to listen to them, to hear how you can manufacture, how you can grow, how you can breed fish in cage in the Atlantic Ocean. You hear that? Even the little cartoon characters, man, I think have more sense than some of these leaders we have in this land. I tell you people, this country is 1 million times worse off than Africa. And I don't know how many of you taking me serious. The Creator has to come down into this land faster than I would have dreamt of to fix this country. And you guys need to help me pray for that to happen. If not, If not, I don't know what kind of fish and what kind of shrimp you're going to be eating. But let's now turn to the main topic. That was a comedy show I wanted you guys to listen to. Yes. I want to get down to the main topic tonight. Is asking for a fair share of your wealth. Your own wealth too much, uncle? Since this contract was made public by the ex-president David Granger, we have seen the unthinkable, heinous crimes inflicted upon the Guyanese people through the contract. We have seen the length and breadth also of some of our politicians. They would go to defend and protect the oil companies' interests in front of the rightful owners. Yes, we the people of this country, who are the beneficiaries of every drop of this vast oil wealth discovered outside in the Atlantic Ocean there. Yeah, man, we have seen that. Our interests not being looked after. Look whose interest is being looked after in front of ours. For the last 6 years, uncle, we have witnessed the international outcry and condemnation of this oppressive and discriminative oil contract this country has found itself bound to. It doesn't have a single financial oil export on earth who have seen this contract has not been grieving for the citizens of this country. None of them. The only people that is not grieving, defending, protecting, fighting or standing up for the citizens of this country is our leaders. Them is the only people, Joshua, not standing up for you. Thank you. Thank you. The opposition leader, Joseph Harmon, remember, still to hold a press conference with the coalition oil people who signed the contract. 1 year passed and we're still waiting on him for that press conference. The man who's running the oil sector, our vice president, Bharat Jagdeo, who ducking and hiding from the press when he was asked a while back by one of my young reporter about full cover insurance from ExxonMobil parent company. He went to Japan through the radio and come back and never answered the kid question. Why you laugh, Joshua? Guyana and the region still without full cover insurance to protect even Jagdeo himself when a major oil spill happens out there in our country called Guyana. You know what that means, Joshua and Harris? You will not get any insurance from ExxonMobil. So your livelihood, your future, and the region's future is in the hands of God Almighty too, where insurance is concerned from ExxonMobil parent company. You know, I don't know if our president will get Exxon to insure the fishing cage. Because if you don't get insurance for the fishing cages where you got a plant to put out there, then the fishermen are going to lose 4 times, not only 2 times.
Everything. They lose what they don't have.
You know, at the end of Mr. Jagdeo's answer to the question, this is what he said. As we move forward in the new licensing agreement, these things have to be clarified crystal clear. Why not now, Mr. Jagdeo? What are you hiding? And what are you getting that you're so highly protective of ExxonMobil and the parent company. You're protecting the 600 oil blocks illegally doled out to ExxonMobil when the law only provides 60. You can change that. It didn't happen under your government, but that can change, mister. You're protecting the US billions in spending without any verification. I talk about that Wednesday. Telling us that you're disappointed that you can't find people to add it. You're protecting the 2% oil contract when that should have been changed or renegotiated the very first day you took office. You're numb and dumb on the billions being spent on supply boats, helicopters, and so on. You're defending ExxonMobil Gas to Shore project. Yeah, man. You're in love with everything ExxonMobil do in this country. Like if ExxonMobil is your mate and everybody outside of ExxonMobil is you guys' stepchildren, because only with them you're saying these things will change to benefit the people of this country. Could you tell us why? Could you tell us what are you benefiting personally from ExxonMobil? I've been asking this question umpteen times on this project, that you're not changing these blatant robberies taking place on the people of this country by ExxonMobil and Mr. Jagdale. For this reason, my fellow Guyanese brothers and sisters, I have initiated through my lawyer, a gentleman named Muhammad Ali, this legal action which was filed at court yesterday. I am simply asking the High Court, uncle and auntie, to declare Article 15 of the 2016 Petroleum Agreement between Guyana and the ExxonMobil-led partners, who were granted several tax breaks and concessions like never seen before, be declared unlawful and as such null and void.
Nothing in life is free, but the My Digicel app is. You don't need to be on a data plan to use the app. You can conveniently chat with Ruby or an agent for help. Check your account balance, activate a Prime bundle, or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Burpees Bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the My Digicel app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel, better together.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
With your news in capsule right here on Kaieteur Radio, I'm Kevin Smith. 12 companies, including 2 well-established clients of Stabroek Block operator ExxonMobil, have submitted bids to NPTAB for the review and evaluation of the field development plan for Yellowtail. Canadian firm Sunstone Energy Advisory Services says it comprises some of the world's top experts while providing geoscience services for oil and gas investment and international growth. It also boasts on its website of having key 25-year-old relationships with ExxonMobil, Hess, and Sinnock, the Stabroek Block operators. It also lists as one of its key achievements work it has done on the Guyana project, discovery and development from 2013 to 2017, which led to the discovery of 10 billion barrels of recoverable oil resources. Secondly, Bayphase is an international oil and gas consultancy that has decades of auditing experience but is a well-known client of Exxon. It has previously been awarded contracts here and is based in the UK. In other news, President Ali's unbridled discretion to appoint board for oil money is detrimental. Gul Saran says private sector having a nominee also concerning. Motley wins landslide second term as BLP again grabs all 30 seats in parliament. Kenya is refusing to release the loan contracts for its Chinese-built railway. 6 held in Soko crackdown on a carjacking gang, and $5 million worth of ammo found on ship with Guyana flag in Senegal.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories. Pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. And don't forget,